Is a key U.S. Gulf ally paying the price for Trump's war on Iran, even as Washington vows to protect its friends in the region? With one Arab partner's oil exports plunging to zero for the first time since 1991, is Trump's Strait of Hormuz blockade backfiring on America's own side? As Iran's camp in Tehran claims victory, is Mojtaba Khamenei having the last laugh while the Hormuz squeeze ends up hurting U.S.-aligned countries? Is Washington now trying to calm angry Gulf capitals by rushing through an $8.6 billion arms package of missiles and high-tech systems to Arab allies? Kuwait did not export any crude oil in April, according to shipment tracking group TankerTrackers, despite continuing production. It was the first month with zero crude exports since the end of the First Gulf War in 1991, marking a historic disruption for the Gulf producer. Reports link the halt in seaborne exports to the effective blockade and closure risks in the critical Strait of Hormuz amid the current Iran crisis. Kuwait is one of OPEC's significant oil producers and normally plays an important role in global crude supply chains and pricing. Amid the mounting disruption, Qatar has urged Iran to put regional interests first and de-escalate tensions around Hormuz and the wider Gulf. On May 2nd, Qatar's Prime Minister and Foreign Minister held a phone call with Iranian Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi focused on mediation and de-escalation. As U.S.-aligned Gulf states bear growing economic costs from the crisis, Washington has meanwhile announced more than $8.6 billion in new arms sales to Israel and key Gulf allies. U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio has approved a sweeping package of arms transfers to key Middle Eastern allies, signaling Washington's intent to bolster regional defenses amid the Iran war. The sale covers a range of weapons and advanced air defense systems for Israel, Kuwait, Qatar, and the United Arab Emirates, strengthening the region's ability to respond to missile and drone threats. Fast-track deals, valued at nearly $9 billion, have bypassed the standard 30-day congressional review period, allowing for quicker delivery while the conflict remains active. The move reflects Washington's sense of urgency as reports indicate that the Iran war is draining American stockpiles of precision munitions and air defense interceptors. The U.S. has cleared Israel to receive up to 10,000 Advanced Precision Kill Weapon System 2, or APQUS-2, all-up rounds, manufactured by BAE Systems. The nearly $992.4 million contract includes training, spare parts, and support services, aimed at helping Israel counter drones and lightly armored or soft targets near the front lines. Kuwait has been cleared to acquire integrated battle command systems, part of a broader effort to modernize its command and control networks. The sale, including related sensors and equipment, is valued at up to $2.5 billion, with Northrop Grumman, RTX Corporation, and Lockheed Martin serving as the main contractors. Qatar has been approved to purchase 200 Patriot PAC-2 GEM-T interceptors and 300 PAC-3 missile segment enhancement interceptors under deal worth $4.01 billion. The package is led by Lockheed Martin and RTX, and also includes an additional 10,000 APQUS-2 rounds valued at up to $992.4 million. UAE has been authorized to purchase APKWS precision systems and related equipment, with a potential value of up to $147.6 million. The U.S. State Department has confirmed that it invoked emergency authority to treat these transfers as urgent, requiring immediate and accelerated delivery rather than the usual review cycle. This follows an earlier fast-track package in March, marking the second time in recent months that Washington has expedited major arms deals to the region. The push comes after the United States and Israel launched their joint campaign against Iran on February 28, which triggered a wave of retaliatory strikes by Tehran against regional countries hosting U.S. bases. Oil and gas infrastructure in several Arab states suffered major damage during the conflict, including critical facilities in the Gulf that were hit or disrupted. The IMF has said recovery timelines in the Gulf will vary by country depending on geography and how quickly exports can resume, indicating that some energy systems may face a prolonged return to normal operations. Ras Laffan, the complex responsible for about 93% of Qatar's LNG output, has been shut since early March according to reports about the disruption at the site. NBC News reports that U.S. bases and equipment across the Persian Gulf sustained extensive damage from Iranian missiles and drones, beyond early official descriptions. Some U.S. officials now privately say the true extent of the damage is far greater than what has been publicly claimed in press conferences and briefings. Analysts at AEI and other think tanks estimate that more than $5 billion will be needed just to repair damaged infrastructure, before counting lost aircraft or munitions. Remember, after the February 28 opening blows, Iran launched retaliation across 7 Arab countries, striking dozens of military and support sites linked to the US presence. Those attacks hit US command centers, key runways, aircraft hangars, and even satellite communication systems that knit regional operations together. In one of the most striking incidents, an Iranian F-5 fighter jet managed to bomb Camp Buthering in Kuwait despite active air defenses, breaching what was thought to be a secure airspace. NBC notes this was the first time in years that a hostile fixed-wing aircraft had successfully struck a US base, highlighting a rare but serious gap in protection. Bases hosting US forces in Qatar, the UAE, Bahrain, Jordan, Kuwait, Iraq, and Saudi Arabia all recorded significant damage from missiles, drones, or debris. In Bahrain, the headquarters of the US Navy's Fifth Fleet, the nerve center of regional maritime operations, was badly hit, forcing temporary shifts in command functions. At Kuwait's Ali Al Salem Air Base, multiple hangars and storage warehouses took direct or near-direct hits, damaging aircraft shelters and logistics hubs. In northern Iraq, a US-linked munition storage site near Erbil was damaged, raising concerns about blast risks and forcing ammunition to be moved or secured. A runway at Outdid Air Base in Qatar was reportedly destroyed, temporarily limiting sortie rates and underlining how vulnerable even flagship facilities can be under sustained fire.
$25 करोड़ गरीब गरीबी को परास्त करके बाहर निकले।
For the good of our nation, let's work together and let's truly make America great again.
The fastest news breaks.
Requested PM saying that look, you will have to speak to Putin and to Zelensky.
The biggest news makers.
The relationship with India is probably the most important bilateral relationship the US will have for the rest of this century.
The capital delivered quite an election result today.
Expert analysis.
The million-dollar question today is how to stop this dance of death.
Ground reports.
I'm standing at the crossroad of the Kumbh Mela. Behind me are more than 100 entry ghats.
Long-form interviews.
Exclusionary politics is reflected in Manipur case as well. You don't bother because this is a small state.
Deep dive into burning issues.
It's often said DRC could be the richest country in the whole world. It's because of what sits underneath.
Why exactly did the US topple the Sheikh Hasina government?
HT videos. We don't just break news, we break it down.